I wasn't originally going to make this video because I didn't want to feed into hysteria and I didn't want to make anybody feel one way or another about the situation, but the questions kept flooding in. I kept seeing a lot of things on the internet, as you do, that I did not agree with, and I felt the need to put this information out there kind of as like a public service announcement about coronavirus or COVID-19 as it relates to me being in Japan right now. COVID-19 obviously affects all of my work, which really, really sucks. I get a lot of questions on Instagram and on YouTube. Hey, is it still safe for me to visit Japan right now? What's it like over there? I'm really worried. I've got a trip planned. Should I cancel? Blah, 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 blah. Lots of questions like these coming in, not just to me, but to other vloggers living in Japan, basically, all getting kind of the same questions. And I've seen some people respond very well, and I've seen some people respond not so well. I'm gonna put this here because I know there's gonna be people that will comment without watching the entire video. When I say that you shouldn't trust what other YouTubers are saying about the coronavirus, that's really just like the title. I had to condense it like crazy. What it really means is that I don't think that you should be listening to other YouTubers' advice about whether or not you should still travel to a country, or whether or not it's safe to travel a country, or something that's like a very personal like travel advisory from one person, one YouTuber who is not an expert in that field, giving that advice. That's the kind of advice that I feel like you shouldn't listen to. That includes my advice as well. This advice right now, don't listen to it. Who am I? I am a nobody. I'm an Australian living in Japan. That's literally all I am. I'm not qualified to talk about the topic, and that is why I posted this on my Instagram story the other day. Lots of people kept on asking me, what's it like in Japan? Should I travel? And I just said, I think that I'm not an expert. I'm not qualified to speak on the topic, and I don't think that you should listen to my advice or anybody else's advice about whether or not you should travel. All that you can do is check for the right information, quality research. I think it's called CSA? The CDC and the WHO, and also your country's embassy travel advisory website. So for Australians, I think that's called smarttraveler.gov. These are the main big organizations that are spending every waking hour researching everything and gathering all the information and having the qualifications necessary to give advice on the topic. I would trust their opinion much sooner than I would trust a random YouTuber living in Japan, such as myself. I'm not just talking about people that are making videos about what it's like in Japan during COVID-19 outbreak. I don't see any fault in that. That's literally just, a lot of people are curious. I got a friend asking me just yesterday, like, hey, what's it like in Japan right now? Because someone said it's like a ghost town. And some people are just curious about that. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with making those kinds of videos. Wow, I'm talking fast. I must be passionate. The reason that you should not listen to travel advice from YouTubers or from any random person living in that country is that just because yes, I live in Japan and I am a travel vlogger, I actually, most of the time, nearly all of my time is spent at this desk right here from like 8 in the morning till 10 p.m. and I'm just sitting at my desk doing work, except for like 2 hours of the day. I like go to the gym and then I come back. I don't even catch public transport. I ride my bike there. I don't even see people most of the time, and it's wonderful. This is basically my world. So when people ask, what's it like in Japan? I can really only tell you what it's like looking out my window and like riding my bike to the gym and back. That's my world. That's all I know about Japan right now. I don't know what it's like all over Japan. I've done a little bit of travel recently. I'm actually about to go to Kyoto because I've heard that it's really quiet, so I really just want to see what it's like, and you know, I'll put that on YouTube, so stay tuned. But I am not aware of what the rest of Japan is like, if it's a ghost town or if it's not. Another reason is that I don't know you or your travel plans. Are you traveling to the countryside and going hiking, or are you going to spend every single waking hour walking across Shibuya Crossing back and forth again? Are you a germaphobe, or are you going to lick the pavement? I don't know. I don't know how likely you are to contract the virus, and I don't know where you're going. And the other reason that you should not trust my opinion is that I don't even know the full extent of the virus. All I know is the stuff that's online, but even then, even the experts don't know. Wow. I don't even know what the number is right now. It's somewhere like 1,000, I think it's like 1,200 people roughly have been infected in Japan. About 700 of those people were on the cruise ship. But here's the thing. Japan also actually is not doing very well when it comes to testing people. Up until very, very recently, if you thought that you had the virus and you went to the doctor, you wouldn't be able to get a test unless you had been to Wuhan, specific to Wuhan, in the last 14 days, or if you've been in contact with someone who's been to Wuhan. and if you're showing very strong pneumonia-like symptoms. That's the only situation in which you'd be able to get a test. I think they've changed that recently and they're starting to test people a little more, but there's probably much more people infected with the virus than we think, or that we know in Japan. But with that being said, it also probably means that it's a lot less deadly than it seems, because if there's like X number of people that are infected, but there's also X number of people that are infected, but their symptoms are so mild they don't even know about it, it means the fatality rate is a lot lower than we think it is. So who knows? Who knows? I do not know. Just hit the light. But Hannah, I'm coming to Japan soon. I really want to know what it's like on the streets. Also, you're wearing too much contour. Both of these are really good points. I know exactly how you feel. Very soon, I'm planning to go back to Australia just for a little bit before coming back to Japan. And I was really worried about going back to Australia. One, because I didn't know if Australia was going to be changing the rules and I would be quarantined when I get back home. And two, because I didn't know if Japan was going to like shut the borders, or if Jetstar was going to cancel my flight. All of these unknown things could potentially go wrong with my trip. And for a good couple of days, I felt like I was going insane. I was researching everything. I was trying to look for similar cases in other sites. I was asking anybody I knew. I messaged my parents because I thought they would like magically have the answer. All I wanted was for somebody to tell me like, it's okay, Hannah, you'll be fine. Just go to Australia, have a great time, and then you can come back. And then I could feel safe and at peace with my decision. But I will not be able to find that information, and if I did, that person will probably be lying to me, because nobody knows what the answer actually is. Really, I don't blame anybody for wanting to know, or for wanting to get peace of mind from somebody on the internet. I think that it would be quite reckless for me to just say like, hey, Japan's totally fine. I've never seen someone walk out of the bathroom without washing their hands. Come on over. That would be far too much pressure to put on one person who's not qualified to talk about it. Dr. Mike, who is another YouTuber, he just released another video about COVID-19, and he's done a whole series about, updates and everything about the virus. And actually, he's the only YouTuber whose advice I would listen to, because even though he's not a specialist in viruses or anything, he still has the medical experience and qualifications to be able to sift through all of the data to find the right information that needs to go out to the people and how to interpret it properly. So he's the only YouTuber whose advice I would actually listen to. But basically, he just made a video talking about the misrepresentation, of the information in the media, and just how we should stop listening to the advice of celebrities and politicians and news articles, basically people that have a lot of attention. Just because I have a YouTube channel with a number of people that watch, just because so-and-so is a celebrity and they make a lot of health-related things, doesn't mean that they're an expert on the topic, and doesn't mean that they know what the right information is to give to you. And he made a point of talking about Gwyneth Paltrow wearing a face mask, like, this is how I'm staying safe from the virus, and oh, it's just all marketing and everyone's trying to make money off a pandemic, and it makes me so angry. I feel as though sometimes on YouTube, when people ask me lots of questions about this place in Japan and what should I do about this and this travel, this and that, I feel like I should have all the answers, because this is my job now, like I travel a lot and I make videos. I should know what I'm doing. But I feel as though sometimes it's just better for me to not say anything, to just put my hands up and say, I don't know what the answers are, but here is some quality resource information that you can look at to make the decision for yourself. I really do sympathize with people that have trips coming up to Japan, and people that are feeling unsure about it, and because I'm in the exact same boat. It's a really scary time, and I think that everybody's just reaching out and trying to find something to make us feel a little more at peace, a little more at ease with everything. But the truth of the matter is that I don't know if we're going to find that peace of mind just yet. Hopefully soon, everything will all die down. It's going to plateau for a bit, and then it's going to dip just in time for the Olympics, and everything will be wonderful. Until then, there's nothing else that we can really do except wash our hands, stop touching your face, and don't lick the pavement. That's all I can really say. There's another thing that I had to say. Oh yeah! So this is not really related to the topic, but I feel like it's something that I should mention on this channel, because I think it's bullshit and I need to call it out. If you are going to discriminate against somebody from a certain race, or because they look a certain way, or because they're of a certain ethnicity, I think that you should kindly, please, all respect, kindly go and fuck yourself, because this virus, it's not a China virus, it's not an Asian virus. You're not only going to be infected by Chinese or Asian people. Anybody could have this virus now. It's all over the world. If you truly believe that this virus is a good enough reason for you to take and twist and channel all of your shitty beliefs in being just racist towards other people, if you think that that's a good enough reason, then not only are you willfully ignorant, but you are also fucking stupid. There is a lot of information out there on the internet, and it's all there for you to consume. So if you are going to continue to be racist and to discriminate against people from certain races or ethnicities, then please unsubscribe from my channel and go fuck yourself, because that's not, oh, it's okay, you're just panicked. No. Let's clear one thing up. That's being racist. At this point in time right now, it's just racism, and I think it needs to stop. With that being said, wow, it's not often I work up a sweat while talking in a chair. If you are planning to come to Japan, do the common sense things. Wash your hands well with soap for at least 20 seconds. Don't touch your face. It's a lot harder to do than it looks, because I just went on a trip recently and I just want to touch my face all of the time. Why do I want to keep touching my face? I don't know. So actually, before you come to Japan, it might be a good idea to practice at home. I know it sounds weird, practicing not touching your face, but it's such a bad habit that everybody has of just touching their face and their nose and their hands and their eyes. Just try your best not to before you come to Japan, so that when you come to Japan, you're an absolute pro and your hands will go nowhere near your face. I think that that's actually a really good idea. Also, when you come to Japan, don't think that you're going to find any masks, hand sanitizer, wet wipes, or you can find tissues somewhere. But yeah, these things, bring them from home, definitely. I mean, that shit is like currency here right now. You cannot find it anywhere at all. So if you've got that stuff at home, please bring it to your trip to Japan. Another thing that you should also note is that check your travel insurance policy about traveling to countries that have a certain level of travel advisory warnings. So some insurance companies won't insure you if you knowingly go to a country that has a certain level of travel warning, I don't know the word for it, and it will invalidate your insurance. So double check those things before you come to Japan to make sure that you are fully covered. But anyway, wow, I'm so sweaty right now. I strongly advise anybody who has YouTube or any kind of social media following or whatever, I advise you from making such claims, and I also advise anybody watching, anybody viewing these things, to take all of it with the tiniest little grain of salt and to call out misinformation when you see it. Also, do not fucking trust these damn websites that are trying to make money off selling these face masks that are all like really specific. Oh, it's gonna protect you from a virus. No, it's not. No, people are so stupid. This video will not be monetized because I don't want people thinking that I'm just doing it for money. I would just really take any advice that you get online with a grain of salt. I literally saw a YouTube description box the other day that said, I don't think that the coronavirus is a big deal in Japan because, and then he listed a bunch of reasons. And his final reason was, because I've been walking around and tasting all of the street food in Japan and I'm not infected yet. Holy anecdotal evidence, Batman. What do you mean? That's not something that you can use as evidence. I'm not going to name and shame any channels or accounts that are making these kinds of claims, because I truly believe that people are just trying their best to get any information out. They're just trying to answer the questions that people have for them. But I don't think that there's anything wrong with just putting your hands up and saying, I'm sorry guys, I don't know. In the end, all that you can really do is do your research, find out what the facts are, and to assess the level of risk that you're willing to take for your trip to Japan. Anyway, oh my God, I'm so hot. Wow, I'm really passionate about this topic. Thanks for watching this video. If this is the first one of mine that you're watching, what a strange one to start on. My name is Hannah and I make videos traveling around Japan and the world. So if you're interested in anything like that, subscribe if you want, like the video, comment, Instagram, Twitter, self-promotion in a controversial topic video. Good times, yeah. Yup. So I bought this Japan Cola Zero because I thought Pepsi always tastes better than cola, right? Wrong. This company tastes very different to Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max is thebomb.com, but Japan Cola Zero can suck my... I'm not going to say it because I know my family's probably going to watch this. That's awkward. I did just swear though. I don't know. Look, I'm sorry guys. I can't filter myself when there's a crisis happening. Okay, I'm done. I'm done now. Goodbye. Goodbye.